All right, Sagittarius, it is time for your September reading. I'll be using the Vice Versa Tarot. Sorry, that's the back. This is the front. I've also been spending a little bit more time researching and reading about symbolism, so I will be bringing that out more in this reading. Please let me know if you like that. I'll also be pointing out any scenarios where I see other signs playing into your reading, so please feel free to go and watch those videos as well of the signs that I'm referencing, as well as watching your sun, moon, and rising, because those would be the most helpful to you in my estimation. We're starting out with the Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor. Whoa. Whoa, Nelly. The Knight of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and who do we have here? I want to say, is that the Star? I'm going to look this one up because I don't think I've ever drawn this card before. I'll show you what it looks like. That is the one. Just number 3. It's not the Star because it is number 3. I think the Star is... Yeah, so this is the Empress. So we have the Emperor and the Empress. That's interesting. Let's see what else we have going on, Sagittarius. Okie doke. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. The Strength card. Need 3 more cards. Oh, we have the Prince of Swords, the Four of Cups, and we just need one more. Not a whole chunk, just the one. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I can never think of what she's called. The High Priestess. There we go. Words. Okay. So the Eight of Pentacles. This is the front. So in this one, it is speaking to, like, here it's where you are like putting things into the vortex almost, like if this is when you're making the wish initially, and this is like manifesting it, but like you're working for it. And that's not necessarily how a manifestation has to be. So it's interesting that that's the first card. But then we also have the Emperor, and he's got, I think that's called the Ankh, and I know I keep calling it like different things, but I'm pretty sure that's what this is. He also has the sun on his shirt and masculine on his crown, and he's holding this orb of light. What you don't see is behind him there's this cube, and it's interesting because it shows up in another place, but we've also got the sun, and then we have 2 crescent moons in waxing and waning, and there's a torch on the ground kind of lighting behind him, and you just don't see what's going on in the background. But this also reminds me of like a feminine energy, so it's like in the back of the masculine, and in the Emperor in this case, it's like the strong, like virulent energy, but it's also has to have balance. And this this gold light, it makes me think of like in meditation when you're cleansing and you're like kind of almost sealing in the meditation to have that gold light or like a white light coming through. And so like gold or silver, like silver being like almost white or whatever. I don't know why it comes up to me in that context. Then we also have the Knight of Swords, and it's like he's like for me this one comes up as like being so in your head that there's like birds flying around up here where he's riding his horse. Like, how does that even happen? And then when you look at the card on the other side, we have these symbols here, and I believe that is water and air. I made a note of it because I was looking at that. Yeah, it's water and air, which are two great ingredients for a storm. And when you flip the card around, it doesn't have earth and fire on there, so it's not like it's completing it. There is a storm going on, and there are sparrows, and he's like above the storm. And then we also have being in a difficult situation and not seeing that you have the tools you need to get out of it. And with that eagle there, that is, and I checked this out earlier. It's a desire that will be fulfilled. So the only thing that's standing between her and this desire is the rope that's binding her. And she has all the tools that she needs to get out of this situation. So it's like you're trying to manifest this by carving it out with your hands. And you're in this strong masculine energy, but what you need in order to complete the creative process is the feminine, which you have here with the Empress. And this two-headed bird, I believe, is a symbol of abundance. And she's sitting in this wheat field, and there's like the stars are out. And even if you look behind her, like it's fertile ground. It's beautiful. But it's not like the masculine and feminine aren't 100% in balance. It's like you've switched now. And here, like, this is the 7 of Pentacles. He's like looking at his crops growing, but that doesn't look super abundant. Like, he's watching it grow from this context, and it's like there's a skull there, so it's kind of fertilized, but there are no green leaves on it, and he's kind of moping. Like, when will I get what I want? It's like the work that you're putting in here is not the right kind of work. This kind of work is what you need in the back end, not the front end. This is what you need in the early stages, right? You set up your manifestation mentally and with your emotions, and when it's time to do the work, that's when you do the work. This is when it's time to do the work. And now he's just sitting there looking at it going, when will I get my heart's desire? When will I get what I want? I don't know what, Sagittarius, why are you doing this to yourself? And then we've got the Strength card in reverse. And we've got like almost, I always feel like this is a Capricorn energy when we know that Strength is Leo. Also, the Emperor is Aries. So this is you, and that's why it's like not really in that feminine. And now you're looking at the situation. Like, if you look at it from this side, the front, it's abundant, and she's like tamed the beast. But in this case, it's like, Leo, is so powerful, but Leo is sitting there being intimidated by this Capricorn-looking energy. So fire, like Earth is taunting you almost. What What is going on, Aries? You went from being focused on your manifestation. Oh. This thing, this earth, that's the pentacles here, right? This is the situation, but this is you looking at it. Like, instead of the tree being that earth energy, being the obstacle that you're looking at it, this energy back here, the Capricorn looking creature, is how you're seeing it. Like, it's a huge, intimidating beast. Like, you're overthinking this. This is the Prince of Swords. You're in your head about this. Like, you're not even touching the ground. Again, you're back here, the Knight of Swords, the Prince of Swords. You're like almost regressing in this situation, and you're like way overthinking it. I called you Aries earlier, and it's not. I don't know why that came up. So maybe go watch Sagittarius, watch the Aries video, because I feel like that relates in some way. And you're definitely, so watch Aries and Leo, because you are being bullied almost by Earth, it seems like, and you're not manifesting in the full way that you could because you're so in your head about this situation. And we've got the Four of Cups, and it's like your cups are all knocked over, and you're looking at this ship that's out there that has everything that you want, but it's not here. And this is here. This is in reverse. So there's like this crab here, which is Cancer, but this is also like doubt and again with this, when will I get what I want? And then we have the High Priestess. And there's Mercury over here in blue, and there's red, and I don't know what that symbol is. It's a triangle with like the did I write that down? Maybe I wrote it down. I did not write that down. I have to look that up. It's like there's a light coming down from the ceiling. There's a pillow with the keys on it. And even if you turn this around, she has the white pillar and the black pillar, which is like the balance. She has this fertility symbol on her head. She has the pomegranate there. So it's speaking of abundance and having access to that abundance. But the keys are there within the balance of your masculine and feminine, Sagittarius. You got to get in balance within yourself in order to manifest in the big way that you want to, and stop being intimidated by the process, by the airy aspect. Like you're passionate and you want to put in the work, and that's a good thing, but you can't. You're like in your grind, right? But that's not the way to get what you want. Like, you don't have to grind all the time. Like I'm feeling almost like workaholic energy. If you can't physically work it out and like force things into being, if you can't do that, then you feel like you're not struggling enough, and that you've got to struggle more. But then why is it so hard? And it's like you're not understanding the manifestation process. But the part of the process that you're missing is the daydream part. Enjoying the daydream, like loving the process of manifestation, because that is what you're missing here. Of all the energy that's on this board, you don't have any fire. It's like the Aries, I don't know why Aries keeps coming up. Oh, the Emperor. No? Yes, that's why. So Aries keeps showing up. But that's like a person. So is it like a person that you're idolizing? And I'm not sure why I keep because you're not on the board, but I keep referring to you as Aries. So maybe you have Aries in your chart, and that I've already told you to go look at that. But I'm going to clarify why I keep wanting to call you the Emperor and you're not, because that's the only fire that's showing up here. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. And this is the way that it comes up. He's got that pentacle on there and the antlers. He's riding a horse. He's riding out into the desert. So it's like you're pulling in this energy that you feel. The Aries is like, it's almost like a role model maybe for you, a mentor, somebody that you've really aspired to be like. That's the energy that I'm picking up here. This is your example, and you feel like you have to do everything in that way because they were themselves. And now you're trying to be them. And that's causing the struggle because you are never going to be as good at being them as they are. And they will never be you. And you're the only person who can be you. And of course you're going to struggle when you're trying to be anyone other than yourself. Sagittarius, stop trying to be other people. Be yourself and bring your passion, because when you bring your passion to the table, you will not have to fight so hard to make this grow. It won't be so intimidating when you're in your own energy. When you get out of this other energy and you stop trying to be other people, it'll stop leading you out into the desert where they were thriving and you are struggling here. And bring your masculine and feminine into balance. Once you have that, you have the keys. Right here. The symbol that you're seeing on her head, that's like a reproductive symbol, right? Once you are in balance, like your ability to create is complete. And then you're not going to struggle in the same way. It's going to come so naturally to you if you just surrender to that. And it's funny because I just looked over and at the top of the deck is this card, and that's what we were talking about here. By the way, this is also Pisces. But it's that crab and I'm sorry, Pisces. It is Pisces, but the crab references Cancer, and that's why I always get confused with this card. But it's like, this is shadow stuff. This is also doubt and like egoic struggle. So you feel like you have to struggle as hard as they did in order to be truly successful. And that is not true. That is absolutely not true. You don't have to struggle to be successful. The struggle comes from not surrendering to your purpose. The struggle comes from trying to do things the way that other people have done it. The struggle comes from choosing a path because you think that path has the optimal chances for success, when the success comes from you following your own path, not trying to be like everyone else. When you embrace that, the struggle will fall away. You will have lessons, you will have things that you learn, but the struggle, when your heart is in it, the struggle has a different feel, a different vibe. When your heart is in it, it goes from being a chore to struggle through to being a beautiful process. When you embrace the process, then that's it. Embrace the process, Sagittarius. Embrace the process, and then you will be in your own energy and embracing yourself, and you will not struggle the way that you have been. You won't get to this point and be disappointed in what you've created. I hope this was helpful for you, Sagittarius. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. And again, I would definitely recommend watching your sun, moon, and rising because I think you'll find more insights there. Thank you again, and I hope that you have a wonderful month of September.